Hello, Dr. Tawanna Worlds, by birth also known as a disruptor. Did you know that millions who grew up in poverty also die in poverty? Have you ever heard the saying, what good can come out of the hood? Well, I'm here to disrupt for just a minute. Yes, I was that little girl that grew up in the hood, grew up in the ghetto, single mother, absent father, eating out of the trash can just to survive. But I was also that girl that determined way back then that I was not going to become a product of my past. And now I help others do the same thing. I'm not a victim, I'm a victor. I help men and women from similar backgrounds find value in their own vote and create wealth from within. All right, there we go. What's up, good people? What is going on? I want to earn the rights to your time on this beautiful day, evening, morning, afternoon, whatever time you are watching this in your time zone. Welcome. If you are here for the first time, welcome. And if you are a cousin or a kinfolk and you always come and spend the block with your girl, Dr. Worlds, welcome back. Real quickly, before we get started, please kindly share this with somebody. Okay, these people that run these systems, create these machines that we have to tell, hey, this person is live. You ought to share this on somebody else's feed, somebody else's timeline. It takes you being able to do that with a simple share, and it's absolutely free. It also helps me reach the people because when they begin to post it on the timelines and the feeds of other people, then people be able to be like, oh, okay, I saw you. I don't know how you popped up on my timeline, all because of your share. It doesn't cost anything at all, not even a little bit of your time. With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get this presentation pulled up. While I'm doing that, I want to go ahead and tell you right now that I hope that you are well mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. If you're going through something that you're too embarrassed or ashamed, too private to talk about, my inbox, my DM, my email arms are open and available to you. I want you to know that you are not out here in this world, in this fight, in this madness and chaos and mayhem that we're all dealing with collectively. You are not alone. Okay, I need you to survive, and I love you. If you ain't heard that today, hear it from me first. I love you, and I need you to survive. With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and pull up what I got to pull up so we stick straight to the script. I want to earn the rights to your time, get in, and get right on out here, okay? We're going to cover some updates. We're going to cover some stats, and we're going to definitely cover some options. All right. And if you are just coming in, welcome and welcome back. Please go ahead and hit the like button and share button. That also helps, with the algorithm. Even if you just hit the like button or you say hello, put a comment in the chat, it tells the machine, hey, share this. All right, let's roll. What is going on with our economy globally? What you see on the screen is exactly, let me mute my phone. What you see on the screen is exactly what is happening to everyday Americans, Chinans, Ugarians, Africans. It's happening to everybody globally. People are being priced out of life because this economy has changed. And if you don't change with the economy, then you are going to be one of the ones that have been left behind and priced out of life. Nobody special have to come and tell us what's going on. We can see with our own eyes. People cannot afford to live. That is a urgent alert, a 911 problem. The number one biggest issue right now with a lot of people is the pivot. They still trying to play a old game, the old game style with a new game system. If you know anything or have children, or if you ever played any type of video games, they have the upgraded edition come out even with the cell phones, because a 1999 phone is not going to work in 2026. 2026 phone is not going to be able to keep up with the updates in 2028, even in 2027. So you cannot go into a new game arena with old game skills and plays and blueprints. It's not working. And this is why people are being priced out of life, honestly. It's not because there's some unfair advantage, disadvantage to anybody. It's not because it's racism. It's not because, the system is broken, because the system isn't broken. The system is breaking you, but the system is not broken. Every day money is printed. Every day money is spent. Every day people are consuming. Every day people are going to work. Every day people are going to school. These are all the systems, and their systems is not broken. It's the systems that are breaking you. Okay? So since people are being priced out of life, I want to talk about what you can do about it, because it's on you, not on them. It's not their responsibility, it's yours. First thing you need to do is be aware. Pay attention. The economy is talking. This is your wake up call if you have not been woke as of yet. As of now, here is your wake up call. Signals are everywhere. Rising costs are steady rising. They're not going down. It's no longer a temporary inconvenience anymore. It's not a short term stay. It's been here long term. It has longevity and it's still going up. They are structural shifts that are reshaping how American families live. I'm talking to you globally if you're watching globally, because what happens in America affects the majority, a lot of the world. Has already affected. What's happening in Iran is affecting a lot of the world, including us. What's going on in Ukraine has affected a lot of the world, including us. So when I say Americans, because I live in America, I'm talking to my American brother and sisters, but this is a global conversation. Okay? This has reshaped, and it's still reshaping how families will be able to live, how they will be able to plan, and how they'll be able to survive. The question isn't whether prices are going up. They've gone up and continuing to go up. The real question is, are you listening? Are you paying attention to the signs that you see around you? Really give yourself the ability to sit in that for just a moment. Am I really paying attention to what's happening? Or am I going along with the hustle and bustle? Am I just, what am I doing? Am I too busy? Is my time to, delegate it to other things that I'm paying attention? Like, I see it, but are you paying attention? That is the biggest question. Groceries through the roof at rates have not been seen in 4 decades, 40 years. This is what is hitting families the hardest at the checkout line. Housing, rent and mortgage costs have outpaced wages. You got more rent and more mortgage than you have money. You have more bills than you have money. You have more bills to pay than you have bills from your pay. Okay? This is forcing millions into housing insecurity, storage facilities, renting out land to park their cars and sleep in their vehicles. See, if you was a landlord, you would be in a wonderful position. Should nobody have to beg you to get yourself in a better position? Nobody should have to do that. You should be able to see, okay, looks good. Let me hear what I need to do. I can do that. Sounds good. And do it. Should nobody have to beg you to be put in a better position? Because everything that is happening right now and everything that you do will be able to determine your positioning for tomorrow, not for today. We are already in a pickle today, okay? I'm talking about for your tomorrow. Will you wake up tomorrow, next week, unable to pay your rent for the upcoming month? Will your family be evicted? Will you be homeless? Will you be without electricity? Will you be able to buy food? Will you be able to get to work? Will you be able to keep your cell phone on? Tomorrow, that's what we're building for. Tough conversation, but somebody got to have it, and we're going to do it on today, okay? Because it's reality. Utilities. Energy and insurance premiums continue climbing, squeezing household budgets from every direction. I mean, they turn you every which way but loose. Everything, car insurance, cell phone bill, water bill, gas and electric, cable, internet, everything is premium priced with still the same old type of service. Okay. Same old quality, same quantity of services, premium prices. This is why people are being priced out of life. Here is the real cost of living. Inflation is not just a headline, it's a daily reality compounded across every category of life. When every essential expense rise simultaneously together, families lose their margin of error. And here is a visualization of that. Okay? If you got inflation over here, we just gonna put a certain percentage, everything will be increased. Cool. Here's your purchasing power down, because that means for every $1, you'll have to spend $3. That's why they stopped making the penny. It costed them $3 to make 1 cent. A penny is metal. And this is just a side tip. Hold on to your pennies. A penny is metal, a dollar bill is paper. So it cost them more paper to make 1 cent. So it was upside down. So they said, no, we're gonna get rid of making the pennies because it's taking $3 to make 1 penny. This is the example, the visual example of what inflation is. You have to work 3 jobs to make the money. Okay, let's put it this way. So before inflation, say your rent was 900, right? You'd have to work 3 jobs now to make 900 then to just make the rent. You're working 3 times more harder, 4, 5, 6 times more harder for the same quality or quantity of what it used to be. That is what inflation is. You used to buy a bag of chips for 25 cents, now it's $1. It's 3 times higher. You used to buy a loaf of bread for $1.86. Now it's $3.96. Okay? So you got inflation, which means your purchasing power goes down. You got to have more money to keep up with just the regular. This is how people are being priced out of life. Rent. Now this is affordability crisis. I don't make enough money to pay the rent that is increasing. I don't make enough money because you got inflation, meaning I got to work extra hard to make the same amount of money I was making before inflation. Then I got rent that is skyrocketing. My money is not going up higher. It's still minimum. I'm still on the minimum wage. So now it's an affordability crisis. What used to be $900 rent is now $1,600. And I got to work 3 times as hard to make $900. And now I got to work 10 times as hard to get $1,600. This is just a visual and audio so that for those who need to hear and see, I'm giving you visualization and I'm giving you auditory so that it sticks. You get to see what is happening so you know what I need to do. You got food. Now you got inflation, rent, and you got food. All of these things are going up. Healthcare is going up. Transportation going up, but your money is still minimum. Groceries, food prices is up 25%. Working harder for the same amount of money. Rent has skyrocketed. So now you got to work harder to be able to keep up with the skyrocketing cost of rent. And then the food is up 25%. So you got to work even more harder to just be able to eat and cook that food in a place where you can rent that's already inflated. Okay. Healthcare premiums are soaring. Generic medication costs is soaring. Okay. Transportation, gas, and insurance. DMV registration fees, all these extra things on your minimum wage. It's a new system, but you got to learn how to play the new game rules to this system. You cannot play the old way because you can never work as hard to keep up with what is happening. When survival becomes the goal, millions of Americans or people are working harder than ever, and they are failing further behind. It's the name of the game. Financial stress has become the defining experience of modern life for working families. They work in multiple jobs. Over 8 million Americans hold more than one job to cover just basic expenses. Yet they feel in the squeeze because it's still not enough. More than 60% of Americans report that they are living paycheck to paycheck with no financial landing, no financial buffer. They don't have no money for emergency funds or, unnecessary or unexpected, repairs. They have none of that. They have no buffer. It's paycheck to paycheck. And if that paycheck don't come through, they have nothing to land on. This nation is becoming a storage unit nation. I keep on mentioning storage facilities because storage facilities used to be rented out for people that was moving or needed to store things. Now storage facilities are being used for people to live in them. I dare you to go study it. Meanwhile, the people in this new system playing this new game, they don't have to do any of the above. Any of the above. The real question is not how do we survive this? It's how we move from surviving to building at this time while we can. Here's the paycheck problem. If your paycheck stopped today, tomorrow, how long could your household realistically operate? For most American families, the honest answer is sobering. A single missed paycheck cascades into a missed rent for the month, missed car payment, and impossible choices between food and medication or food and utilities. One income stream attached to one employer or one, government program is one of the riskiest financial positions any man or woman, yet alone a family, can hold in today's economy because 63% of 329 million, that is over 1.75 million people, that's over that, are living paycheck to paycheck. Share of Americans with no meaningful financial buffers, 63%. Only $400 emergency savings will most Americans have available for unexpected expenses. That is the other 27% only have $400. 63% don't have no financial buffer. If they fall off. The other 27% only got $400 for emergency saving. What? $400 could be gone in a day, yet alone a month. 56% can't cover $1,000. 56% of Americans, adults, cannot cover $1,000 emergency without going into debt. This is catastrophic. This is actual factual data. that we ought to be, the truth is always in the numbers. Okay, we're not paying attention to the numbers. We're paying attention to the nonsense, to all of the things they like to distract us and get us riled up about. They don't want us paying attention to that. Half of America, 329 million people, half of them cannot afford to live. I pulled it up on Google. I dare you to go fact check me. The shift been here. The world of work is changing. It has changed. Whether you like it or not, artificial intelligence, automation, and digital platforms are not coming. They have already arrived, and they are dominating. It's a new game, a new system. You can position yourself right now, not for today, but for tomorrow. You're going to suffer if you don't take heed. You're going to suffer. You're running out of time. You will suffer if you do not pivot. And for those who say, you know, God is my source and he's my strength, he's mine too. And God is the same yesterday, today, and forevermore. When famines came, he told his people what to do before they came. When it was time for them to be rescued, he gave them instructions. Still with him being God all by himself, don't need no man's help. Still with him being God all by himself, he told his people, prepare, Joseph. 7 years of famine is coming. If you do not get to Goshen, you and all of your family and all that you have will surely come to poverty. He told the widowed woman, hey, look, you need to go and bake some bread for me first, and you will never run out. He told the other woman, you need to go get some jars of oil, and I'm going to fill them and keep them full the whole famine if you obey. He always prepared his people. He's not a magician. The earth is his, and he gave us dominion over the earth. No, what are you going to do? Are you going to let them take you out, or are you going to build? Because one thing's for sure, and two things is for certain. I am a kingdom baby, and the kingdom is not going down. I don't know what the people in the church is doing. Okay? I'm not a churchian. I'm kingdom. I'm not a religious ritual attendance member. That's not me. In my kingdom, it's thriving. We're building. We're moving in my kingdom. So I come to announce to you, in this earthly kingdom, this don't have to be your portion. If you are part of their system, then you will share in their plagues. Period. When Egypt went down, everybody, the babies, the cattle who didn't do nothing, they went down. It's not some magical fairy tale. No, I'm going to tell you real, raw, and uncut. It's the only Bible that is indisputable. It's the only word of God that cannot be debunked. It is the only word, living word, that you get to see with your own eyes in 2026, 2,000 years later than what it was written. Excuse me. Excuse me. And if you're the same yesterday, today, and forevermore, the only way that you can go down is if you be a part of the system that is going down. The only way to keep it physical, that you sank on the boat, is if you stuck on the boat with the people on the boat while the boat is going down. Those who got off the Titanic and waited in the water lived. 100%. While all of the ones who were still on the boat did not. This stuff is happening, and it is changing lives. You can go from absolute brokey to billionaire. And well, why do you need all this money? Because you need to do what God purposed you to do. You know how many poor people full of dreams? Oh, I've always wanted to travel the world. Why you can't? Because my money is funny and my change is strange. Oh, I always wanted to open up a group home and I always wanted to help the poor people. You can't. Working in a system that was not broken, it was rigged to break you. You can't go do the things that you've always wanted to do. The things that you were born to do. That's why it was put in you. The problems you want to solve. You can't be a problem solver because you got too many problems trying to work in a system that was never meant to work for you. I ain't gonna preach, but I gotta tell the truth. Some people need to hear the truth because that is the only thing that will make you free. Why are people poor? On purpose. If I don't gotta go to no team and say, hey, can you create me a guide? And this is a vision I see for it. I want, a silhouette of a woman, and I want the color scheme to be purple and red and black and white. And what I had to do for my book. My first book took me a month just on the graphics. Took me another month just to edit the words. And took me thousands of dollars to publish a book, a paperback book that you can publish in one day, in a weekend, and be an author. Some of y'all got stories that you ain't told. I ain't trying to tell my story, not realizing that the biggest influencers in the world, the highest paid person in the world is not the president. It is a speaker. It is an author. They get to influence millions. Doors get open to them. You be in line trying to get a passport to go to Swahili. Going through border patrol and all of this questioning and stuff. But when you become an author, and now you get to speak at their campuses and they're inviting you, oh, the red carpet is rolled out for you. Why do you think every billionaire, trillionaire, millionaire have a book? The greatest story is still being told. It's called the Bible. Christ told stories. They call parables. Solomon became the richest man in the world because he told stories about ants and butterflies and breasts and vanity and investing and sowing and concubines. Stories. You're afraid to tell your story. It really ain't your story. God allowed you to go through it, come out of it, so you can tell the story of what you went through and how you came out. And you still won't. What your experience is, what you overcame, you still won't. Highest paid person in the world. Why? Because I can demand what I want to get paid for you to hear me speak to you, not what you going to pay me for me to speak to you. Oh, we'll give you $15 an hour. I beg to defer. How much is your rate for an hour? $25,000 an hour for me to stand on your stage and tell my story to your audience that I did not build. Oh, you want me on your Zoom? $15,000. And some of you might be like, oh, that's hard to believe. Baby, I got receipts. I done spoke on big stages. The enemy thought he was doing his biggest one when he took my son out, my second child. That changed me in a lot of ways. Healing, wanting to deal with people, how many people I can deal with at a time, my nerves, everything about me. But everything that I preach, I practice. I only teach what I do because I only do what I teach. 100%. You can make a buck in a day. I've demonstrated it to you guys. 100%. You can create AI agents. I've demonstrated to you call center robots. Oh, y'all want to go digital? Well, let me be the one that you have to come and get the stuff from, not me having to come to get the stuff from you. Let me be on the opposite side. See, I've been on this side where I got to come to you. Can I buy a house? Can I buy some land? Can you give me a job? Can I shop at your store? Can I rent your place? Can I stay in your area? Can I get a car from you? We've been on that side for way too long. And now we got an opportunity where you got to come to me to buy the land. Oh, you want to build an AI center? I own that land. Yes, I own it. Okay, my price. You don't get to dictate and tell me. I'm a lord over the land. Okay? When I have my own systems where I ain't got to go and finance your vehicle, I can buy my vehicle. Hello, somebody. I got my own system. I'm indebted to no man. I got money working for me through real estate. Real estate has always been and will always be your Willy Wonka golden ticket out of poverty. 1,000%. Not working harder, not buying a house, owning your own dirt, your own real estate. People will always need somewhere to live, and you will never be in poverty. Neither will the people you pass it down to, because people will always need somewhere to live. And people will always need some dirt to build their building infrastructure, whatever they want to build on it. We're talking about positioning. That's what we're talking about, cousins. We're talking about positioning. Because what are we doing? The world has changed. The world has changed. And the longer you wait, it's going to cost you. It's going to be a tax on you. Do you know that it's more expensive to be poor? When I came out here to California and was living out of a hotel and having to go here and go there because I wasn't at home in my own home, okay? Trying to help other people get out of dangerous situations and then helping other people stay alive. You know what I'm saying? I said it cost me $10,000 in 1 month to stay in a hotel. Make sure you're buying food. You got to pay for the hotel. You got to pay incidentals, okay, that don't be returned right back to you when you check out. And then don't let them already have that room reserved and you done booked it for 5 days. And now, in 2 days, you got to move out because it's already been reserved. Now you got to go find another hotel, the right hotel, not a motel, the hotel, okay? $10,000. Meanwhile, people over here living every month for like $2,000. I said it is very expensive to be homeless. Man, is it expensive to be poor. When your credit ain't good, you got double deposits, higher interest rates. You are taxed for being poor. Way more than you would ever be taxed for being rich. Best believe. See, when you own stuff, they don't just say, oh, you made $1 million? Oh, you owe us $100,000 in taxes. I made $1 million, but I spent $950,000 making my business better. You can only tax me on the $50,000. Thank you. And I'm still gonna get an income tax back. Matter of fact, the $50,000 that you taxing me on, I bought land, which is a tax deduction. There's no taxes on land. Did y'all know that? Why are you taxed on buying a home, but there's no taxes on land? Can't be taxed to buy gold. Real wealth has no taxes on it because man can't put taxes on what don't belong to them. The earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof. Thank you. You cannot put a tax on God's property. So therefore, it ain't on the stock market. Never have been. Never will be. Because it don't belong to man. That's why they trying to create the dollar bill, cryptocurrency, because you can't control what's God. Can't. So when we start thinking about how to get out of this system, okay, you ain't got to be religious to follow God's principles so that you live and you be sustained. And you sustain and preserve a generation, a remnant of people that God can still use from your bloodline. That's what it's about, positioning. When he told me about position, man, everything that I get coming in, it goes back out into investment. I haven't went shopping, haven't went on no vacation. I ain't got time for that right now. I'm in building. Because when the world is in ruins, I'm going to be in rest. Watching. Wow. Thank you. Praising. Rejoicing. Hallelujah. Okay? Because I built something. While I seen things breaking, I was building. The devil is a liar. You will never pull a 2020 on me ever again. Never, ever. Never, ever. I don't care. The sacrifices that got to be made, and I'm willing to make those sacrifices so I don't make a fatal sacrifice. Because you can't rebound from that at all whatsoever. Cost of waiting is going to cost you more. It already costs you more to be poor. If you had enough money, inflation wouldn't sweat you. Wouldn't bother you. If you had money coming in every day, then you trying to figure out how you're going to pay this next month, wouldn't even sweat you. Your mind would be in a better place, a better state. If you knew that your bills and everything was taken care of for months in advance. You can go and pay your rent up or your mortgage up for a year. Well, no matter what happens, we locked in like Flynn over here, okay? At least a year. We got a year to figure it out. Who can do that in this economy? The people who are building. Because I'm not going to say nobody. Yes, they can. This is the new economy. Wake up. AI and digital products. Fintech, helping people find money. Communities, giving people a place to gather. Okay? Single mothers with autistic children. Families with autistic children. Minority women who've been removed from the workforce. Seniors who want to know how to, survive it with AI. Okay? All kinds of communities you can create and make a bankroll from. Literally. Listen, a bankroll. I done demonstrated it to y'all. Okay? The new rules have changed everything. The old playbook, go to school, get a job, save in a 401k, was built for a different economy. The new rules reward a fundamentally different set of choices. And you just got to decide which side of the equation you are currently on. If you on this side to the left, is the old way. This side to the right is the new way. One paycheck, old, depend on an employer. The new way, build parallel revenue. Got digital products. I got an ebook over here. I got a community over here. I got a YouTube channel that's making me money over here. All digital, online, no brick and mortar, no experience, no background, no none of that. I got 3 streams of income. Old way, consumer, spend on other assets. New way, owners, build and own assets that appreciate that others, like the consumers over here, will buy from. Okay, 2 different type of games. The old way, workers, trade your time for money. The new way, builders, build systems that generate wealth independently without you while you sleep. The choice is not about luck. It's about which side of these equations you will consciously decide to stand on. I'm going to stop it right there, cousins, because that's what the real problem is. Which side of the field are you going to be on? You cannot say, I did not know, I did not have. That's a lie. You got the same opportunities as Elon Musk. Might not sit in the same circles, but you got the same opportunities as Donald Trump. Got the same opportunities as Dr. T. Got the same opportunities as Tyler Perry. And you got tools that help you, go crazy. You always been a visionary of making movies and documentaries. You got tools that'll help you do it in an hour. You have a whole Netflix documentary. I mean, we are without excuse, 100%. For those who are going to miss the emergency preparedness workshop tomorrow, we give y'all an opportunity, the final one, okay? For those who missed the emergency preparedness workshop that I am hosting, not for me, but for you, the one that will be taking place on tomorrow, I'm going to give you an opportunity, to partake in the last and final one this Saturday. Okay. I am going to, inside of this workshop, not only help you get prepared for what is to come, what is coming, what is happening. You need to be prepared physically. You need to know what things should I have in my possessions to barter if the dollar was to collapse tomorrow. I shared with you guys on the last live. If you didn't watch it, it's deleted. I delete these lives because when I come by here and say I'm giving you guys on live only opportunities, that is exactly what I mean. If you're not live and present and ready, then you just missed the moment. I shared in the last live how Donald Trump, White House attorney, came out and said Donald Trump is going to cause an emergency so that there will not be no election. Election time is in November. Before Donald Trump came out and said that, I said it because God said it first. He knows all and sees all. We don't know. We can't even look into tomorrow. We can't look into the next 10 minutes. But before Donald Trump said it, I said, look, 2030 and their agenda with 2030, and everybody has heard about that 2030 agenda, is only 3 years and 5 months away. Literally. So if you haven't been building, if that is the amount of time that we had to prepare, you way behind. It takes time for food to grow if you're going to start eating your own food and growing your own food. It takes time. It takes time for you to go and, get your land and develop on it. If you want to build a compound, a family compound, that takes time. But you're running out of time because you're waiting, you're delaying. It's going to cost you more to where you won't even be able to build or buy. Not what I said, what they said. And what I repeated, what I've showed you what they said. But before 2030, we have this election where Donald Trump himself has said there will be a third term for him. His own people around him that he pardoned from prison that works on his staff, Steve Bannon, came out and said there will be a third term. We will make new rules. We already got it set into motion. Go look it up. Steve Bannon says there will be a third term. And he went on a nationally syndicated news media broadcast and said that there will be a third term. Bro is not getting out of office. So whatever he has to do technically and ethically, okay, in order for there not to be any elections or have an election suspended, there has to be war. There has to be some type of pandemic. There has to be some type of national emergency that suspends every constitutional right, suspends fair elections, and will keep him in there. There's absolutely a game that I've been showing to all my cousins since 2009. It's called Shattered Union. It talks about this third term, an unpopular president being reelected for a third term. All the world goes crazy. Martial law had to come in. United Nations come in, take over. I mean, we just on fire. Let's take it one step up, okay? In 2025 or 2024, they came out with a movie that came out on 6/6. I want to say 24 because 4 and 2 was the third 6. Okay, 6/6/24. Civil War came out where the government was taking out its own civilians, and you didn't know that until the end of the movie. When the people were saying, "Hey, I'm an American," what kind of American are you? They have prepared things that is far beyond our recollection. If you do not have spiritual intelligence, then you screwed. If you're not in a relationship where you can speak to the one who knows all things, who's omniscient, omnipresent, that you can see before ahead of time. Hey, Jehovah Jireh does not mean that just the God who provides. It means the God who sees ahead. To say, hey, you need to build because this is what they got coming. No, I'm not going to stop it because the Bible will definitely come to pass. Not one jot, not one tittle will perish from that good old book until all that has been written has been fulfilled, whether we like it or not. We're going to go through some things. And God, in his loving mercy and kindness, whether you like him, love him, worship him, believe in him, doesn't matter. He's still kind as a father. Wants us prepared so that we don't suffer. My people perish for a lack of knowledge, a lack of knowing, a lack of understanding, a lack of doing. On this emergency workshop, I'm going to tell you, okay, what some of these other YT folks, not just what they have done, what I have done. I'm going to give you guys some connection to silver and get you some gold, okay? Preparedness, how to have physical, tangible assets, okay, that you can barter. Should the dollar collapse, you need to learn how to barter. You need to know what to have on hand, what things the world would need that they don't think they would need every single day that will make the difference whether your family eat for a day or a week or a month. I'm going to give you guys that. I'm also going to give you, I'm going to pull up the flyer right here real quick because it's just easier for me to do. Hold on. Excuse me. Hold on. All right, let me put this on the screen. That way we just go over straight up like this. Hold on 1 second. I know these demons didn't come and play with me. Okay, hold on. Let me just share this flyer and then I'm out of here, okay, in the next 2 or 3 minutes. All right. Okay, in this emergency preparedness workshop, it's going to be about what we prepare for today will protect our tomorrow and will provide for our families forever. Okay, it is a crucial workshop. A crucial workshop. Everybody and their mama should be here. You got to get the knowledge to get prepared to get ahead. I'm in rooms that you're not in. I know things that you are not, privy to. And I'm not going to get on this internet where they study continually harass me, attack me for the information that I'm giving publicly, and then have them attack and harass. No, it's going to be done in a private setting. Okay. What to stock and what to barter. Important items to survive and trade when the dollar collapses, not if it collapses. When. How to protect your rights, legal custody, how to go as an American nationalist is on your passport, how to protect yourself as a private citizen and not a public citizen. Okay? If them three-letter agencies want to come to your door and want to remove what they call their children, aka your children, show you how to go around not allowing something like that to ever happen by just going to go get legal custody of your children, because you don't have that as of now with a birth certificate. You're gonna learn AI and automation. You definitely gonna leave with some assets, okay? I'm gonna give you some assets that you can sell that people want right now. That you will have assets. Let me have some physical assets. Let me be stocked up. Let me have some digital assets. We're gonna be well rounded. I'm gonna give you credit plays that work on the spot. How to pick up the phone, have certain things removed within hours. Okay? How to get your score through the door in days. How to add trade lines, how to hide your debt to income ratio so you can go buy real estate. Where to go buy the real estate for the low. How to use their money and not your own money. I'm telling you, this is a workshop you do not want to miss. I'm going to give you funding live. Where to go get money at live. Not only will you learn it, you can turn around and go teach it. Go help the people in your family do what I'm going to show you. Okay? You're going to get lifetime access to the recording. It's yours. If you wanted to gather all your family on a Saturday night, hey, y'all, listen to this. We're going to all do this together. Live Q&A. Okay? You're going to get the resources given to you. All the links, all the documents, digital products, whatever I'm giving you, you're going to have that in your uh uh your treasury. Okay? You're going to have that in your vault. I'm giving you strategies you can implement on the spot, such as the funding and the credit. Okay, it is a $97. This is not for the one tomorrow. It's going to be for the one that is coming up on this Saturday. Okay, I only took 5. I'm only going to take 5. And this will be the last workshop that I do with this, because I'm doing other things that require my attention. But I'm telling y'all, I'm in other rooms, okay, that you are not aware of, privy. They are prepared, and you are not. And I think that's a disservice that you're going to leave out the poor people. So I'm coming by, you feel me, to give you insider edition, how to move and how to prepare yourself so that you protect and you preserve and you prosper. Anybody that would like to attend, I'm going to put the information on the screen. I don't have time for questions. You can email me. Here's my contact information. Hmm? Okay. I'm a but I'm ready. I'm ending. But you can go do that and swing back. I'm not going to take any questions. You guys can go ahead and email me. Okay. I will probably leave this up for an hour. It's so people, and I've only made it for an hour. So, if you're cooking, you can listen to it while you're doing that. If you winding down, you can do that. If you on your break, you can do that. If you taking your morning jog, you can listen to it then. It's under an hour, okay? If you have any questions, you can email me. I will respond back to you. There are the payment platforms that I only accept. You can go ahead and make your payment, include your email, so I can send you your confirmation, your access. I cannot do that without your email, okay? And then we'll get you locked in so you stop clocking in. That is the name of the game. I love you. Go in peace so you don't end up in pieces. One thing's for sure and two things for certain. You will never be able to stand before the Almighty God and nobody else and say, I didn't know, I was not aware. Okay? Especially if you come and you listen without taking action. You will give an account. You will be accountable. You will look at the faces of your family and your children in utter disbelief when the sugar honey iced tea hit the fan. This is not about panic, it's about preparation. And the ball is in your court. The choice is yours. I love you. Until the next time, go in peace so you don't end up in pieces. I'm out.